Welcome to the Lead Word. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Bauman. With me, as always, Trey Daubert. Today is June 16th, Friday, 11:23 in the morning. Trey, what's going on?
I just got back from Vegas late on, I guess, Wednesday. It was awesome. I had a great time. Got to see the team lift the Stanley Cup. So I'm in a decent mood, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
I saw on
except for this fucking Ja Morant news. You see that shit?
No, what happened? The last thing I saw was, I think he was suspended by the Grizzlies. Was the last thing that I saw.
That was a while ago.
Right. That's why I said it's the last thing that I saw.
So he waved the gun a second time around, and they got the suspension out today. Guess how many games he got suspended?
Wait. He did it again?
He did it again. Yeah, he did it again.
Like, this is like 3 now. Like,
no,
because there was
two.
one.
Two.
Oh, so this was the Instagram one you're talking about.
Yeah.
When he was like on his. Okay, I thought you said he did it again.
No.
I was like, dude, you just gotta just fucking stop. Yeah. Like if anybody deserves not to have Second Amendment at this point, it's Ja Morant.
Yeah. Guess how many games he got?
I want to say 30.
You would have been more harsh than Adam Silver. He got 25.
Oh, I mean, I'm in the ballpark.
I think that's a fucking absolute joke. 25 games. They did him a favor.
I mean, here's the thing. Technically speaking, he didn't do anything illegal. It's just a bad look when you're already like in legal trouble for pointing a gun at a minor.
Well, he might have
waving it on Instagram. That's where he's fucked up.
He might have did something illegal.
What?
Because we still don't know how he actually got the gun into the strip club the first time.
Oh, you mean when he was in Denver?
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, again, I mean, technically speaking,
did he bring it on the plane? Like, we don't know how he got it.
Well, so here's the thing about that. Technically speaking, I don't think it's illegal to necessarily bring a gun on a private plane.
Oh, so it definitely
like U.S. illegal. No, U.S. if in the for like I'm talking about legally, like in this grand scheme of the United States.
You're not allowed to have it in a private.
If you're on a private plane, well, that's the thing. If you're on a private plane, I'm pretty sure you can bring a gun on the plane if you're allowed to. Like,
I don't think you're not allowed to do that. NBA, like traveling regulation.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's different with like I'm talking the difference between the U.S. law and NBA law, if that makes sense. Right. So like, yeah, I think like for the NBA, it's illegal to bring a gun with the team.
Yeah.
So
we have no idea how he got the gun the first time. So he may have.
But that's the thing. Like he could have just been like, oh, my homeboy lives in Denver, and I was like, yo, bring the gun to the strip club. Like, I don't know why you would tell somebody to do that, but technically that you could do that. Like, it's possible.
I think it's a fucking absolute joke. I think Adam Silver's a fucking pussy. I would have suspended him all 82 end playoffs.
I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. I've said this about Westbrook before with some of the outfits that he wears, but Ja Morant, that man doesn't have any fucking friends.
Oh, he has the worst friends. The worst friends.
Like, dude, you're telling me he don't have one person in his life that's like, yo, bro, just put the gun down for like 30 seconds.
If I was his friend, I would have punched him. Would have been the best thing that ever happened to that guy.
But here, and you know, some of the things that's kind of annoying for me is like people are like, oh, like, so for example, Carson Wentz was like a big hunter, right?
Yeah.
I guess he still is a big hunter. He didn't die or go away. He just sucks now. But like Carson Wentz used to take pictures with like while he was hunting and stuff like that. And people were like, oh, well, you know, you see like Carson Wentz never got in any trouble. The difference is Carson Wentz isn't getting sued or facing legal action for pointing his fucking rifle at a 15-year-old.
Yeah, or having
like if Carson Wentz went and fucking pointed his rifle at a fucking 12-year-old and then came back the next week and posted a fucking video of him on Instagram shooting shit, I'd be like, yo, Carson, that's a bad look, bro.
Or having
Fletcher Cox is another guy. Speaking of Eagles and former Eagles, Fletcher Cox, he's another guy that he's a hunter. He even does a celebration after he gets a sack where he fakes like he's shooting stuff. nobody ever says anything about Fletcher Cox,
but
because he's not pointing his fucking guns at 12-year-olds.
And all those have like laws and regulations. You have to have tags for that. Like,
well, I'm pretty sure Ja Morant's gun is registered. I mean, I would assume it's registered. Like,
I'm not putting anything past that fucking guy.
his gun has to be registered.
Are we positive?
I would say so, because he's already, like, again, the cops have investigated him pulling the gun on the 15-year-old.
Well,
if his gun was not registered, he'd have already been locked up for that.
How about his goons waving the red laser pointers at the team buses and shit?
I mean, as long as he wasn't doing it, like,
we don't know.
Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But I'm saying, look, again, Ja Morant, he's either got terrible friends or he doesn't fucking have any. Because if I was his friend, I'm like, bro, like, I would literally go just take his fucking, like,
I would have choked him.
Well, I mean, he would have probably shot you if you did that.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful with him, because like,
good. At least he would have got suspended more than 25 games then. What a joke.
I don't know. I think 25
what an absolute fucking joke. They did him.
Like I said, I would have done 30. I feel like that's fair, because he didn't technically break any U.S. laws.
But he was told not to do it. This is like, he was told, he got a slap on the wrist, and he did it again weeks later. What's going to happen? We're going to wait for him to kill
30 games is a slap on the wrist, though?
Yeah. In the NBA? Absolutely.
I don't think 30 games is a slap on the wrist. That's almost half the season.
That's doing him a favor. What these guys, all they do is bitch and complain that there's too many games. Oh, we got to sit out. There's back-to-backs. Oh, life is so hard in the NBA. You know, we play too many games. How do you expect us to survive the whole season?
I know Jackson might take issue with me saying this, but if you think it's really a slap on the wrist, why not just suspend him for the last 30?
Great.
Because
great.
That affects the playoffs.
Great. Deal.
You'd be okay with that?
Yeah. This is another slap on the wrist. He learns nothing from this. Who cares?
Well, he's not going to get paid. Like, I don't mean. I would imagine he's not getting paid those 30 games, though.
I think he loses. I looked it up. I think he loses like a total of $7 million, and he's on like a multi-$100 million contract, so it's nothing.
Is that really hit $7 million for 30 games? That can't be right.
I looked it up. Let me look.
What is he? He's getting suspended for like half the fucking season. What does he only make? Like, he gets like 16 million a year. Is that what?
I'll find it. All right, 25 game suspension will cost Ja Morant $7.6 million, $304,000 every game missed. Ja Morant is entering year one of a $194 million rookie max extension.
Maybe I just don't know how NBA contracts work, because I assume that they got paid per game like NBA or NFL players did.
He literally is not losing anything. One night at a strip club with James Harden, that's the equivalent, basically.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I think if we're talking about one night at the strip club with James Harden, I think you got to pump those numbers up.
What if I think it's a fucking joke? I really do.
Because didn't he give like Ben Simmons like $1 million for his birthday one year?
Yeah.
Like, and that was strip club money. I guarantee you that was like $1 million in one. So
yeah, unbelievable. How is this a punishment? I gotta know. Wait, Chad, I'll tell this story. Remember when we were suspended for wrestling?
Oh, technically we weren't suspended. We were just we weren't allowed to under NCAA rules because we didn't have high enough GPAs.
Yeah, well, the best thing that ever happened to me was that, because I came in mid-season. I never felt healthier in my life. I beat the shit out of everyone for 2 weeks straight. I was never healthier than when they let me sit out. That was the greatest thing that ever happened. Well, I don't have to wrestle in the meaningless regular season tournaments. Holy shit, this is awesome. You mean I don't have to go, I don't have to enter these tournaments where I got to wrestle 8 matches and feel dead? Wow, this is great.
I mean, yeah, but I also distinctly remember the first practice back was the one where we literally had to wrestle live for an hour straight.
I felt great. I felt awesome. I never felt better in practice in my life.
I felt very tired and out of breath.
Well, I was going like a maniac in the gym, so I wasn't I mean, I definitely wasn't like peak
Well, I
shape.
know you weren't running, like you weren't doing cardio.
No,
I know that. So
no, I wasn't like peak condition, but in terms of like feeling good, healthy, oh my god, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. They did him a favor. The best thing that ever happened to Tom Brady was that Deflategate suspension. He
well, I
was
mean,
on
again,
fire.
that's there. We're talking about what Ja Morant's what 23 at the.
Yeah,
He might even be 22, 21.
but
He's definitely not older than 23.
he's a tiny point guard though.
Yeah, but he's a young man. Like
He's been
Tom
hurt
Brady
in the
getting
past.
suspended and taking 4 weeks off.
That
Like
was
he
great.
needs to.
Yeah,
He's 45 years old. Like his body physically needs it. Like Ja Morant,
yes, they
Ja
need it.
Morant's going to the think about what we used to do. We would get back from the tournament or the match on a Saturday
Yeah,
and go out and drink until 5 o'clock in the morning.
yeah,
And then wake up at 12 for brunch on Sunday.
yep.
Like I can't do that anymore.
No, me neither. But he's like the tiniest guy in the league. I think he's like 165 pounds, Morant. I mean, there's some big motherfuckers in that league. 25 less games that he's getting 25 less games that he doesn't have to get fouled or dropped to the floor. I think that's a great thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, he makes a lot more money, but I mean, $7 million lost out. That's still.
To him, is it?
Well, I mean, what
He probably would have blew it on dumb shit anyway.
Because I wish I knew how NBA contracts work. Because like I said, I just assumed that they're like NBA or NFL contracts where you get paid per game.
Yeah, he does get paid per game.
Right. So, I mean, so if he's getting if he's losing $7.5 million, and he's basically suspended for half the season almost. Well, I guess it's not really.
Well, I mean, I could look up his contract, but
so I mean,
over the life of the 5-year deal, he's not losing anything.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it over the life, but I mean, the dude's got bills to pay, so
he's also got a signature shoe at Nike that's selling out the ass. That he's probably making more money on that than he is on his playing contract.
Well, I mean, you're not going to be able to do anything about his contract with Nike.
I agree.
Like, it's not like Adam Silver can go to Nike and be like, "Hey, stop paying him while he's suspended."
I agree, which is why the punishment should have been worse.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't think he technically did any. Like, I mean, yes, he violated. Like, it's a bad image for the NBA.
This to me is the worst part of it. It's not about the fact that he did it. It's about a fact that they had a meeting with the guy. They brought him into the office. They said, "Here are all the things you did. Do not do these things again." And he made the mistake weeks later. Not just like a couple years down the line, he did it again. He did it almost immediately. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Like
I said,
I don't know. To me,
I feel like again, 20. I still think 25 games that's a lot of games.
I think he spit in the face of Adam Silver and said, "You won't," and he caved.
And so again, I'm a big 3 strike kind of guy. I think that.
So we're gonna wait for him to kill somebody. Awesome.
I mean, maybe I don't know. Here's the thing. Again, for me, it's like, yes, it's a bad look for the league. And
Terrible
again,
look.
we don't know the whole situation with the Denver
Terrible
strip
look.
club.
This is a guy that's supposed to be a role model. This is a guy that's selling shoes out the ass.
But again, technically, he didn't do anything illegal. He's allowed to own a gun. As a U.S. citizen, he's allowed to own a gun.
And the excuse that, it was a toy gun, I actually think that's worse. I think if it was a toy gun, I think it's actually worse. Because he's still out there trying to be a fucking thug, trying to be a fucking asshole.
I do agree. If it was a toy gun, I feel like that does make it worse because because that means like if you're using a toy gun, you're like, well, okay, so you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's what I said. His PR team said it was a toy gun. Wait a minute. He was told not to do this. He now knows he's doing something wrong. He's spitting in the face of the league and saying, "Fuck you, do something about it." To me, that was worse.
He needs better friends.
And Chad, I don't want to go too deep into this rabbit hole, but we were at the Stanley Cup Finals. A guy got arrested for threatening to mass shoot the building. 9 people got shot in the Denver celebration. Like any kind of shit like this, have no sympathy. I think they should face the maximum fucking punishment possible, especially after he was told not to do it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I get your point of view, but at the same time, like I keep coming back to, he still hasn't done anything illegal.
But what aren't we going? When are we going to be proactive on any of this shit? Like, why do we have to constantly wait until something bad happens? Why can't we ever get out in front of anything? Like, I mean, we know the day's coming where the robots are going to take over. We don't give a fuck. We just create more robots, make some fucking animals that got DNA chips in them. I mean, we're absolute idiots all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be dead by then, so I'm not.
Yeah, I probably will, but we know something like that's going to happen. We never get out in front of anything. We just constantly wait for something bad to happen.
Well,
this is a chance to actually teach that fucking guy a lesson, and he learned nothing today.
Well, true, but maybe again, I still don't think 25 games is insignificant. Like, I'm not there with you. I feel like there could be an argument to make it maybe a steeper penalty, but like I said, I would have suspended 30 games. So
I think anything less than 50 is crazy.
No, we'll see. I mean, he's probably going to do it again, and I think then you go for the full season on him.
He's probably going to do it again. Right. Which is my whole point and why they should get out in front of this thing. He learned nothing today.
He needs a friend like Ryan Gary, because Ryan Gary would not let you wave a gun multiple times.
I don't think I've ever even done something. I mean, I don't think I've ever done something like that.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying if you did, Ryan Gary would be like, hey man.
Yeah. That's the thing about friends like us. Oh God, somebody's calling me.
Oh.
Do you know a Deborah from Baltimore? Is that
Do I know a Deborah from Baltimore?
Deborah from Baltimore was calling me. Maybe it was Lamar's mom. Do we know what his mom's name is?
I have no clue. I don't know.
All right. I guess you want to talk about the NBA and NHL playoffs, I guess?
Yeah. Well, I figured we could talk about the Hockey Cup because you went to it.
Okay. Well, we may as well stay on basketball.
The NBA Finals just wrapped up. You know, Denver just had their parade. Garrett was there.
Yeah, Jared Walker was there.
I figure we might as well. What do you like? I honestly, I never thought the Heat were going to win. I wanted the Heat to win, but I never thought they had.
Well, that's a topic we can kind of dive into. There was this big debate in the company Slack. Oh, the Hoopers won. This finals is so great. This finals wasn't even entertaining, and the finals ratings were down. But I don't really care about that. It's more so like the Heat never felt like they were in it. They were an overachieving 8 seed that's really well coached. And I think everybody knew within 5 minutes of game 1 that Denver was going to steamroll them. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, even when like the Heat, they won game 2, it was kind of
like... It felt like they didn't even deserve to win that game.
I wasn't going to say that it was like they didn't deserve to win. I was going to say it was kind of like it took like tooth and nail for you to win. It kind of actually reminded me, when the Sixers played the Lakers in the finals in like 2000, was it 2004, 2003 or whenever it was?
Not bad with years. Sounds about right.
It was when Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue, right?
Yeah.
Like when you looked at it, the Sixers that year, like I wanted the Sixers to win, obviously, but I remember thinking like, okay, the Lakers were blowing out every single team in order to get to the finals. And then the Sixers barely beat them in that first game. And it took everything Iverson had just to keep them competitive in that game.
And then it went way downhill.
And yeah, then the Lakers just steamrolled the Sixers for the rest of the series. So like, that's how I felt, at the start of this season, at the start of this series, I mean. And though, I feel like though one of the things that kind of like got on my nerves with the Nuggets, like the entire postseason, is like people were acting like they were like this super underdog.
Well, I guess it's hard for me to say because I didn't think they were going to win. I really did not think, like, heading into the playoffs, I really didn't think they had a shot. It was mostly because I didn't think their role players were good enough. Fucking Jokic is just a tank, dude. I don't know how many games you watch, but it feels like he never misses. Like, he never misses. He's also the best playmaker on the floor. And, oh, by the way, he grabs 15 rebounds every fucking game.
I don't know, man. I just I felt like people were like, oh, again, you said like you felt like the Nuggets just never had a shot. I never felt like that. When you look at like their roster, like one, obviously they have Jokic, who's a 2-time MVP. Like how is a 2-time MVP a fucking underdog? And then like look at their other guys. Like a lot of their fucking players were top recruits coming out of high school and college.
Well, Aaron Gordon,
they're the underdogs. Like
Aaron Gordon, I kind of liked, but the rest of their bench, like Jeff Green was their backup center. Like, are you really going to get away with that? And I like Jeff Green. Jeff Green was a Celtic. I was a fan of Jeff Green, but like he was literally their backup 5. I just thought they had a lot of question marks beyond Jokic, and they were getting beat when he wasn't on the floor. Like basically any series, they were negative point differential when he wasn't out there. So,
like I said, I just thought like thinking that calling them underdogs like in the playoffs, like I didn't agree with that. Like I think they had enough talent. Like Michael Porter is a good player. Like they had guys. Like
Michael Porter, his shot selection is crazy. Like he likes to let that thing fly, man. It doesn't even matter if he's open. He just fucking lets it rip.
If it goes in, it goes in. So how many and again, wrestling, basketball, different sports, but like how many times do you hear like when you were getting coached coming up? Oh, you never reach back. Never reach behind you. But if you fucking reach back and chin whip the guy and pin him, your coach isn't coming off the mat like, oh, what the fuck did you reach back, you fucking moron? Yeah, same thing with the NBA. Like, if you take a contested 3, like, no one's going to be like, oh, you shouldn't have fucking shot that if it went in. Yeah, if you miss, you're an asshole. But if you fucking goes in, it's like, oh, what a fucking shot.
Yeah, that was Porter a lot of nights. But I still think Phoenix could have beat him if they had kept Bridges. They took it to 6. Ayton was fucking terrible, and Chris Paul was either hurt or a negative when he was out there. Like, had they have kept Bridges, I really think they might have won if they had like maybe another guy. But good for Denver. I don't hate Denver.
Can I say this? Yeah. Can I say this? Like, I pretty much I felt like the Heat weren't going to win as soon as we got to the finals. But can I also say, like, I really didn't want either team to win. Like, if this finals could have somehow ended in a mutual fucking loss, I would have been happy with it. And it's not really any. So, one, because I'm starting to not like Jimmy Butler.
I like Jimmy Butler.
I like watching Jimmy Butler play basketball. He's starting to piss me off with some of the other stuff, though.
What's the other stuff?
Like, his personality is starting to rub me the wrong way.
I like his personality. At least he fucking cares.
I don't know. He's starting to get on my nerves.
Like pieces of shit. Like
there's
Morant.
A couple things with Jimmy Butler that get on my nerves. The reason why I also wanted the Nuggets to lose is because I don't mind Jokic. I like Jokic. My issue is with Jokic fans.
Okay.
Well, so like I wanted Jokic to lose just so I could watch them hurt. That's how I kind of felt about it.
Okay. I like Jokic.
My issue with Jimmy Butler is, one, Jimmy Butler is the biggest fucking hold me back guy, the biggest fake fucking tough guy in the NBA.
I don't know about all that. I think that's LeBron.
No. Watch. If you really pay attention to Jimmy Butler, he never goes after anybody bigger than him. And if he does, there's always someone between them. Watch.
It's the NBA.
There's clips on YouTube. You could fucking look it up right now. He's the biggest hold me back guy in the NBA.
It's the NBA. Who's tough in the NBA? Like, who's actually tough in the NBA?
Well, Jokic.
Like, who's actually tough in the NBA?
Look. I mean,
Matthew Tkachuk played Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals with a broken fucking sternum. There ain't one basketball player going out there and playing. Not one.
Well, I mean, that's just basketball. My point is,
that's what I'm saying.
But my point is like, look, it's kind of like the Ja Morant thing, dude. you grew up in the suburbs. Your parents have a
No, he
really
did.
good
He was
marriage. Like,
homeless.
why are you toting a gun?
He was
Jimmy Butler, if you're gonna be like, oh, I'm like a crazy dude and I'm trying to fight everybody, then fight it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Don't be the hold me back guy.
I'm just saying.
Like, and
that's the NBA.
there's clips of him like arguing with like Embiid, but he won't do it when it's him and Embiid face to face. It's
I
Embiid,
think he likes Embiid.
Tyler Hero's in the way. So now Jimmy's going to start talking
He
shit.
likes Embiid. He likes Embiid.
There's a couple clips.
I think
or and this is a good one because it's prevalent to the NBA Finals.
I think he hated Simmons. I think
last year when they got into it with Denver, Jimmy Butler wasn't talking shit next to the Nuggets bench. No, he was all the way on the other side of the court.
Well,
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna be that tough guy that I'm trying to fight, be that guy. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Don't talk shit from the other side of the court. You're not Steph Curry hitting a fucking full court shot. Go get in somebody's face. Like it's the one, I don't know who is it, Montrezl Harrell. I feel like when he was on the Clippers, and he's like running across the court trying to get at LeBron.
I think Montrezl Harrell's kind of tough.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like,
how many guys are actually tough in the NBA?
That was a guy who was trying to fight, and people trying to hold him back. Like Jimmy Butler, oh, you're lucky he's holding me back. Dude, it's Tyler Hero holding you back. You're telling me you can't get through Tyler Hero?
It's like Harrell, Isaiah Stewart tried to fight LeBron, and then it's like a blank canvas. I don't know.
I'm just saying that Jimmy Butler is starting to rub me the wrong way because he's the biggest fucking hold me back guy in the NBA. And then, not to mention too, like, I'm still kind of mad at him for that whole Tobias Harris over me thing.
He has a point.
Jimmy. No, it was never Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler, though. Look, should they have kept Jimmy Butler? Yes, they should have. But why are you throwing Tobias under the bus? First of all, they offered Jimmy Butler a contract. He turned it down. Jimmy, you said no.
Well, I mean,
and it wasn't.
He hated Ben Simmons and he hated Brown. He hated Ben Simmons.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It was never Tobias over Jimmy. It was Brett Brown and fucking Ben Simmons over Jimmy. Why are you throwing Tobias under the bus?
Because he's worst player.
Yeah, but again, that goes back to Jimmy being the biggest fucking hold me back guy in the league. You're going after the wrong fucking guy. It wasn't Tobias. It was fucking Brett Brown. And you know that, Jimmy. You know it. And you said no to the contract. So why are you throwing other people under the bus when you're the one that said no and the guy had nothing to fucking do with the situation? That's why he's starting to piss me off. Like,
he probably would have stayed, though, if they had gotten rid of Simmons and Brown.
Yeah, he would have. But again, if you said no, it wasn't Tobias over you, Jimmy. It was you saying no. That's what it was. And then my issue with Jokic, it started after the Sixers got eliminated. Well, the Jokic fans, I should say, the Jokic fans. I like Jokic, don't like his fan base. It started after the Sixers got eliminated when fucking everybody was like, oh, you know, my MVP would never get eliminated. Well, yes, he would because he fucking did it twice.
Well, he's gotten eliminated more than twice.
Well, I mean,
this is the
first they were saying specifically like Embiid shouldn't have won MVP because he got eliminated in the second round.
It's a regular season award.
Right.
If anything, they should have been thanking the voters for saying, hey, like if I was a Jokic fan, I'd be like, thank you for not voting him MVP. Thank you. If that put like 5% extra juice on his shoulder for the playoffs, thank you.
My point is like they started talking shit about Embiid, who was literally playing with a fucking torn ligament in his knee. I don't know if you know that. Even though it's called a sprain, but a grade 2 sprain in your like MCL, LCL, PC, whatever the fuck he had, that's a torn ligament, and I know because I've sprained my MCL twice, and that's when I found out that a sprain in your ligament is a fucking tear. So. Like, I can't deal with his fan base. But I like Jokic. I'm glad he won the championship. He deserved it.
Better than LeBron winning. And the ultimate troll job by Michael Malone.
What do you mean? You mean
So,
when he talked about at the parade?
when LeBron threw a little hissy fit and said, "Whoa, I'll retire," and Michael Malone was being interviewed, and he basically trolled LeBron, being like, "Guys, I have an announcement. I'm thinking about retiring." Yeah.
How about that though? The fucking Finals MVP trophy got fucking stolen.
Yeah. Then hang on to it.
What do you do with that though? Like, you can't fucking sell it because then everybody knows that you're the fucking guy that stole it.
Keep it.
I mean, fuck, what's it gonna do for you?
Nothing.
Like, why would you want somebody else's maybe like as sports memorabilia, the guy passes away and it's like, okay, he like, oh, this is part of sports history. But like, while he's fucking alive, like, and it's not like you can show it off to people. Because I guarantee, like, if you stole the fucking trophy and I came over your house and be like, oh yeah, this is Jokic's fucking Finals MVP, I'm snitching. I'm sorry. I'm like,
I wouldn't blame you.
You gotta come get this guy. You got your trophy, Jokic.
I wouldn't blame you. Trophies and medal and shit, they don't do anything for me.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the fucking people that pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to fucking own Super Bowl rings. Like,
Crazy.
What? Why?
Crazy.
Now, on the fucking team.
If it was mine, like if I was like in the front office and shit, then yeah, I'll rock it.
But that's my point. Like, if you were you have to have somehow been affiliated with that team. Yeah. Like, I don't care if you were selling fucking concessions at Lincoln Financial Field and they won the fucking Super Bowl. Okay, well, you have like some sort of attachment to that. Like, they can't function if you're not there selling the fucking popcorn and shit. So, okay, yeah, you want a Super Bowl ring? Go fucking get one. It's the guys that are like, oh, I bought Carson Wentz's Super Bowl ring and I spent $100 million on it. Fucking why?
I don't know. I'm with you on that.
Anything else before we get to the Hockey Cup on the NBA Finals?
No, because then I'm just going to talk about the Celtics, and I don't need to.
Oh, you don't want to talk about how the Celtics got an unfair advantage against the Sixers in Game 8 or Game 7? I mean,
Game 8.
Yeah, my bad.
What was the unfair advantage?
Literally, the ref, like one of the referees, was literally a Celtics fan.
It was
openly a Celtics fan, and I'm pretty sure he's being investigated right now too by the league.
No, he's being suspended for having a burner or something. I think he has like a Twitter burner that he's being.
Yeah, but
not the actual game.
That's probably not the official reason. That's probably the NBA doesn't want to get caught with another what's the guy's name who was the ref that got. Yeah, they don't want another Jeff Donaghy, so they're like, oh, it's because of his fucking burner account. I'm just saying, if you like, that would be like me getting to ref a fucking Eagles game against the Cowboys. Like that's what it's like. Oh, fucking Dak Prescott 12-yard penalty for holding every fucking down. Like, how's the quarterback fucking holding?
All right, I'm guessing you didn't watch any hockey though, Chad. So I don't know how much you're gonna be able to talk about it. Yeah.
Well, I figured you would want to talk about it. Like, I could pose some questions to you. For, like, first of all, like, you know, tell the people about your experience at the game. I know you said there was a guy that was like talking about shooting up the stadium, which is
he got arrested. It's like a story.
Well, he should get arrested for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, actually, too, not only did he probably get arrested, but he probably can't go to any hockey games either now.
I would hope so.
Because I would imagine that's kind of like when you like go down. Well, I guess hockey would be the ice, but like if you like jump down onto the field at like a football game, they like ban you from going to any NFL stadium.
Yeah, I would hope so. But that was the greatest sport experience I've ever had in my life. Unbelievable. Chad, they scored 9 fucking goals while I was there. 9.
How many games? You went to one game or you went to 2?
1. I was at the last game.
Damn.
9 goals.
I'm assuming that's a lot.
Yeah. Wait, I'll try to get some context based on the 9 goals.
Because we went to a game and they couldn't even score 2.
Yeah, I know.
Now all of
Uh,
a sudden what is this? Literally like a year later, they're
their
scoring
highest
9.
their highest goal total the rest of the playoffs was 7.
Like in
Yeah.
all their other games combined.
Actually, I'm looking it up right now. They didn't score 9 goals the rest of the year in a game.
Well, I mean, how many teams have scored 9 goals all year? So I
Never.
feel like that's
Never.
kind of like a
Never.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
I looked through all of them. Their highest goal scoring game before that was 7. And they
so
did that.
you didn't stay for the parade though. Why
They
not?
scored 7 games twice. No, the parade's on Saturday. So
Wait, when did we go? Did we go to Vegas this past
no, we went
fall? We went
it would have been last season we
2
went.
falls ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to like for some reason I felt like I was like, do we go this year? Like,
Mm-mm.
but okay. So what was it like? Like what did you like after the game? Like what happened after the game? What'd you do? You went
So
to the bar, you went like the
we
club?
we stayed in the arena for an extra 2 hours to watch everybody lift the cup. We went down close to the ice. All like the family members are there. That trophy is enormous. It looks like it weighs 70 pounds. I'm surprised
Well,
nobody
I
dropped it.
have seen it on TV, and it's literally like
It's huge.
those hockey guys are like 6'8", like it's crazy now that I think about it. Like some of those hockey boys, they could be in the NBA.
Yeah.
If they chose to. I mean, they probably don't have the requisite skills, but they're big. Like they're
Pietrangelo is
football
huge.
player, NBA player size. And though that cup, that trophy comes up to like their waist.
It's huge. It
So
looks so big while I was there.
I bet it's fucking heavy because it's like silver, right?
I mean, yeah. It has
Like
to, it
pure
has to be
silver.
at least
They
50,
can-
60 pounds.
Yeah. Did you get to touch the thing? Did
No.
they let you do that?
No. But we were within like 10 feet of it.
You should have got what you should have done. I don't know if you thought about this or how hard it would have been to do. You should have got press credentials, and then you could have got into the locker room and interviewed some of those fucks.
Yeah, I guess.
I know it wasn't really a business trip, but then you could have written it off as a business trip.
I had fun. I have zero regrets how it went. That was one of the best sporting events I've ever been to in my life. Probably number one easy. The atmosphere was crazy. You couldn't hear anything.
Well, I bet. What brought it on? Like, were you like all like when they made the finals, right? Where you're like, oh, I'm going to a game no matter what, or you just like,
So
it was just like you were like, you know what? I'm just fucking going. Like you just spur of the moment, like, oh, game 5, they could wrap this up. I'm fucking in. Because it was game 5, right? I think.
yeah, my thoughts on it were so the Oilers coming into the playoffs were my Stanley Cup pick. I just because McDavid's just gross. Once they had
That's my
beaten
guy. I like him.
once they beat the Oilers, I really thought they were going to win it, and I wanted to go to the clincher. And once it was kind of like they were up 3-1 against Florida, it was kind of similar to the Heat. Like you could clearly see they were running out of gas. Their best player didn't even play in Game 5 because he broke his sternum. Like Florida had nothing left, so I felt pretty confident that they were going to win. So I didn't want to miss it.
Okay. So it was kind of like a spur of the moment, like I'm just gonna fucking I'm just gonna pull the trigger and I'm going.
I think we booked it on. Well, the game was.
Well, I know you booked it on like Sunday because you asked me on because I was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I woke up because there's a 6-hour time difference. I woke up to a text from you. It was like, hey, can you check to see if your mom can get a discount on tickets? Because my mom, there's a website that she can purchase like concert tickets and sporting event stuff. So I was like, I'll ask. And I woke up to that text from you. So I know you didn't book it until after Sunday.
Yeah. And then the game was Tuesday.
Right. Now I gotta ask, how much were the tickets? Because like Super Bowl tickets are fucking expensive. But I've never like in like the Sixers playoff tickets were like
so
hundreds of dollars. So I would have.
It's actually kind of crazy because we were all the way at the top, but I actually thought our seats were awesome. Like I don't know if anyone can see. Like I posted some videos.
Yeah, I thought our seats were great. Videos on Instagram. Actually, I saw both. I saw both yours and Ryan's videos on Instagram.
I thought our seats were great. Like we were all the way at the top. I saw everything. I saw players' faces. Like I don't know how the stadium's designed or whatever, but I saw the puck perfectly fine. Like I had no
Yeah.
They were like 1,400 a ticket.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because no, I don't. I mean, obviously, I've only ever been to like the Wells Fargo Center and the Link. I went to MetLife like once, but like the Wells Fargo Center, like when I've been to Sixers games, like it's surprising. Like I've been all the way at the top before too, and like it feels closer, and maybe it is. I don't know, but it feels
Ryan
closer.
actually
Like if you go to like when I've gone to Citizens Bank Park for Phillies games, like I've been all the way at the top. It doesn't feel the same being all the way at the top at a Phillies game versus being all the way at the top at like Wells Fargo.
So Ryan actually said that he liked our seats better this time than when we sat behind the fucking glass the last time. So,
Really?
yeah. He said.
Oh,
He
because
said
you guys went to another. You guys went to another game
yeah.
after I left.
He said we were too close that he couldn't follow the puck. It was moving too
Really?
fast. Yeah. So I'm actually kind of curious if I would be down for those same seats again at a UFC event because that's where they hold all of them.
Oh yeah, I mean that would be cool.
Yeah.
But so like there was no party in Vegas after the Cup.
The streets were packed and shit, but so basically what happened is we were up by like 6. Our flight was early in the morning. We had a connecting flight in Denver. We got to Vegas. We had like 40 minutes to spare before the game. We basically asked the taxi to pick us up from the airport, drop us off at the hotel. The taxi waited for us in the parking lot at the hotel. We got changed. We got immediately into the taxi and into the stadium. And there was like 20 minutes.
Did you miss anything? Like, or
there was
were you like
there was 20 minutes before the game started.
You got into the stadium 20 minutes before the game started. That's not bad timing.
No, but we were cutting it really close. So by the time we did all that, we stayed in the arena for an extra 2 hours to watch all the celebrations and shit. By the time we did that, it was like 2 a.m. East Coast time. So we were pretty tired.
Well, you got to stay like in the stadium. Like you can't pass up on the celebration. You got to watch that.
Yeah. So by the time we got through all that, it was like 2 a.m. We were walking the streets a little bit and we're like, I don't think I got anything left, man.
Yeah, I bet that jet lag's probably a bitch.
Yeah. I didn't get much sleep on because I was fucking middle seat plane on both plane rides too.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Were you at least like kind of next to a little person, or
it wasn't bad. I was next to 2 tiny ladies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you and Ryan didn't sit together? That's sad.
No, one of the flights we actually had an open middle seat. I was on the end and he was on the other end, but that's the only flight we got lucky on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I honestly though I could see Ryan being able to afford first class.
He's hurt right now. He can't work overtime.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah.
But he still sells like his shoes and stuff, so
I guess.
And we know Jamie's loaded for all of her tutoring.
I don't know about all that.
All of their extra income goes to Max, so that's probably why.
No.
Any final thoughts? Oh, or what about a repeat? We're gonna see the Vegas Knights repeat next year.
I mean, it's really hard. Like it doesn't really happen that often, but they definitely have a chance. Out of their whole team, I think 2 of their guys are free agents.
Are they good guys or are they bad guys?
One was a trade deadline acquisition who's kind of like a grinder guy who hits people. And
he's a glue guy.
Yeah. And then the other guy is a backup goalie.
Well, you got to bring the glue guy back because you can't lose the glue. Otherwise, it falls apart.
Yeah.
And you know that glue doesn't stick to glue. So once you lose a glue guy, you can't put it back together. Did you know that?
I mean, I'm all for bringing Barbashev back. But yeah, they should be really good again.
That's all that matters, though. I mean, if
Yeah.
you won it this year, you don't have to repeat. Just be really good again.
That's
all
all.
you gotta do.
What their team is. I mean, that's all you can ask for as a fan. In the 6 years they've been in existence, they've been in the conference finals 4 years, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's right. I always forget that like they're a new team. So they went to the Stanley Cup before but lost. This is their first time actually winning it, right?
Yeah, they went in the first year. They went to the Cup final,
Right.
which is like impossible. I don't know how it's even. I don't know how someone. There's the putt.
Yeah, I could see his tail. Hi, Max.
He gave you. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Anything else, Trey, on the Knights championship?
I'm good.
All right. Well, that'll wrap it up. As you can see, check out our website, vendettasportsmedia.com. You can follow the site on Twitter, Vendetta VSM. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram. Like us on Facebook. You can follow Trey on Twitter at Trey Daubert, spelled exactly as you see it on the screen. You can follow me on Twitter at Lowfooted, LILFOOTED. Don't forget our YouTube channel. If you're watching this video on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you can get all the notifications and everything. You can see all of our posts. I don't know what else we've got going on the YouTube right now. But other than that, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.